So I just wrapped up the devotional, and I wanted to hop on here and take a moment to chat about it. I'm trying to stay in the corner away from a bunch of people, so I'm not like being obvious that I'm filming, but it's from Ephesians 17 through 24, and it talks about, Paul is writing to Ephesians and he's saying, hey, you're not these people anymore, referring to people who are still living in sin, just the craziness that was going on. It's the same craziness goes on today. He's saying that's not you. He's like, you've been made new, so stay new, focus on over here. And the commentary of the devotional that I'm reading talks about, we do that, like we stay new, we maintain our relationship with Jesus, like we have to work for that. We maintain it through the renewing of our mind. And that's very much so like what neuroscience is pointing to. It's like we have to create new pathways and fight for those daily in order for them to become more natural. And we do that through inputs. So inputs are like what you're listening to, right? Like if you're listening to worldly music, and don't get me wrong, I love worldly music too, but if you're listening to it all the time, it gets into your subconscious and it creates new thought patterns, right? And so the same thing goes, like if you're listening to worship music, all of a sudden you find yourself singing worship songs and singing about Jesus, and you're like, oh wow. And that changes you, right? Changes your outlook on the world. And so it's all about inputs, the thoughts that you take captive. Like a thought comes in, you take captive, you change it, right? Or you force a thought, like I'm gonna think good things about this, I'm gonna think positive things, I'm gonna read this word, I'm gonna speak it over myself, I'm not gonna talk negative about this person, whatever. So we've been made new through Jesus. That was a free gift given to us. But we become more like Jesus through the work. Like it takes work, and God creates that desire in us through the Holy Spirit, which again is that gift of Jesus. So it's like, it is very much like him and us in this dance, just back and forward, right? And there's so much grace there and so much patience, but it's on us to renew our mind and not go back to our old ways and stay in the new ways. So that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm focusing a lot on. It can be very challenging, as you guys know, I'm sure. It can be very challenging. The world is tempting. It's very tempting. Gosh, it's tempting. But I think focusing on big picture, we're not here forever. We're not. As much as I'd like to be, and I do all the things to stay young and healthy and all that, but it's like, I won't be here forever. And I really want to do this right. So anyways, that's the devotional. Now it's time for the seminar. Go get some breakfast and, do the whole thing. So anyways, love you guys. Hope it's helpful. The Dad Gang, let's go.